As soon as we take our seats, the receptionist types a rapid sequence into her computers, then drags the document from her monitor onto her tablet and disappears to a hall in the back. I glance at Yuna. She's meticulously going over her notes. Are you nervous? She thinks for a minute.
Not as much as I thought I'd be. Are you?
Nerves are like feelings, they don't exist. That's kind of true, but not really. Physically, they don't exist, but they do. I'm either really hungry or really nervous. My stomach is in knots. Yuna smiles encouragingly.
Don't worry, you'll do great.
Her confidence helps ease my nerves, and I smile back. I'm glad I have you here with me. A blush creeps in her cheeks, but she seems pleased. The receptionist comes back and gestures for us to follow her. Her ponytail bounces behind her as she walks briskly down the hall and directs us to a spacious office. Let's get a picture. This is some good CGI we can use. A portly older man sits behind an old-fashioned mahogany desk. His jowls wiggle as he offered us seats, which we both take. The walls are painted white, but one wall is translucent. It has a translucent sheen with Yuna's SB submission packet projected on it. His chair squeaks in protest as he leans forward to greet us.
Miss Misaki, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you for agreeing to meet with us, Mr. Takeda. I'd like to introduce my associate.
I'm Marky Mark. It's nice to meet you. He nods in acknowledgement while Yuna continues.
He is here to represent his team at Ace Academy.
And you are in need of a sponsor.
Yes, sir. He waves a hand towards the wall and shuffles the data on there.
As you can see, Miss Misaki did a detailed job of describing you and your team in your application, but I'd like to hear from you. Tell me about yourself.
Okay, I'll give you a little hint, guys. No matter what, you will fail the interview, if any of you guys know. So, go ham with it. I'm in the pilot program at Ace Academy, as are my teammates. We need a sponsor to help us compete in the intercollegiate tournament. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Yuna leans in and whispers to me.
I think he wanted you to share something about yourself that he didn't know already.
He wants you to show... he wants you to show him that you're the best choice. I nod at Yuna before looking back at Mr. Takeda. He waits patiently. I was a pilot at CNM before transferring to Ace Academy.
Interesting. Tell me, out of all your other options, why did you choose Warp Tech Corporation?
Money. It's safe to say your company is doing very well financially. That financial security is just what we need to improve our gears. Plus, as a top dog in your field, you guys come with awesome new weapons. It'll be cool to test those out before they're released to the public. Mr. Takeda wears his best poker face, and I can't detect any sort of emotion in him.
I see.
Out of the corner of my eye, I see the ghost of a frown on Yuna's face.
Okay, and why should Warp Tech Corporation choose you? In other words, what sets you apart from the competition?
I'm international. As someone who grew up overseas, I bring a new point of view to my Japanese teammates. If you invest in us, you'll be investing in international alliances.
But couldn't the same be said for any other international pilot studying at ACE? And there is, of course, the potential backlash if we support an international pilot over a full team of domestic pilots.
Perhaps that wasn't the best angle to use. Yeah, it probably wasn't.
Well, I think I've heard enough for now. Miss Misaki, do you have a copy of your team's qualifier transcripts?
I'm just saying, we're in 21st place, man.
Yes, of course.
We're champs. We look best. She flips on her tablet and flicks a document onto the projected wall. Yuna tries to steal her jittering leg as she watches Mr. Takeda. He quickly glances the file, then bursts into a deep laugh, and that shakes his belly.
Is this a joke?
Yuna and I share a glance.
I don't understand.
As per our history with Ace Academy, Warp Tech only accepts the most talented pilots. That means teams in the top 10.
But Mr. Takeda, his team is very passionate about what they do, and with a little help they can...
We are not a charity, Miss Misaki. We don't have time to hold hands and wait for the team to discover their untapped potential. We are a major corporation and are only interested in teams who have surpassed our expectations.
Wait, expectations? You expect us to be in the top 10%? What expectations do you have for us? To freaking blow up the whole entire stadium, destroy people, and end the whole entire examination so there's no ranking system at all?
Now, stop wasting my time.
All pretenses drop. Yuna storms out of the office while I follow calmly behind. Disappointment makes my feet feel heavy. After we leave the building, Yuna whirls to face me.
What? A hypocrite! How can his company promote taking risks when he won't take any himself?
He's gangsta.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's okay. It was a long shot anyways. Even though we didn't get the sponsorship, I still appreciate you helping me out.
Don't give up just yet. I will get you a sponsor.
Leaving less to the imagination might work out in our favor. We should show off more of our assets next time.
I doubt that would work.
That's not the reaction I expected. I never seen her so serious before. We only seen like a handful of times. She's probably mad because you didn't do that project with her. I'm not sure what else we can try. Without waiting for me to answer, she hops on the back of my bike. I get on after her and start the engine. Yuna's quiet the entire ride back to campus. When we arrive, she gives me a hurried goodbye and rushes off, leaving me wondering just what she has planned. Kind of stuttered that. While sitting here and stewing in my thoughts isn't productive, I have some time before I need to go home. Maybe someone will be free. Shu or Valerie? Shu or Valerie? My bae or my boy? Oh no, I thought I clicked on it by accident. I got so mad for like a second. Let's say right there. Let's talk to Shu. Let's see if Shu wants to hang out at the arcade or something. I call, but he picks up after a few rings. Wait, I call and he picks up after a few rings.
What's up?
Ask you out on a date. Let's go on a date.
Isn't it a little too soon to switch teams?
I thought about it and I realized you're the only person I want to be with.
Wait, are you being serious right now?
Yes or no, yes or no. Let's say yes. Let's say yes. More serious than I've ever been. The next few seconds of silence are painfully awkward. Of course, I'm kidding. Want to hit up the arcade?
Oh, of course. I knew it was a joke. I was just playing along.
Although he tries to play it cool, I can tell he's flustered.
I'm down for the arcade. I'll meet you there.
After hanging up, I head out to the arcade. As I enter the building, I spot Shu waving at me. That's a cool CGI to get. This not I keep on saying CGI, it's CG. As soon as I join him, he leads me deeper into the arcade. Where are we going?
To a game which will showcase our skills.
But the gear simulators are the other way.
Not those skills.
Shu stops in front of a shooting game and then pulls a gun out of the holster.
Shall we see who the better marksman is?
The game has built-in sensors so we can duck to the side and take cover or peek out. And the game will read that movement. It's a team-based game, but it sounds like Shu wants to turn it into a competition. Actually, let's try to beat like the high score for the game. You know this game is co-op, right?
What's the harm in some friendly competition?
Nothing. But I'd rather work together to beat the current high score.
Oh, that makes sense.
We throw a couple of coins into the machine. Once the game loads, we jump straight into the action. Shu takes the lead and leads us straight into an enemy encampment. We need to work together to take this wave.
Roger. Uh-oh.
Shu is quickly overwhelmed by the sheer number of enemy
I
forces.
need some cover fire.
On it. I concentrate my aim and successfully free Shu so he can run for cover. Once he's settled, the two of us work closely to take out the rest of the team. New high score.
Wow, we set the new high score? I'm surprised how easy that was.
That's what happens when you have solid teamwork.
True that, Broseph.
He prompts a fist and I bump it. After our shooting match, we head for the gear simulators.
Aw, no way.
There's a long line which snakes around of the other gaming stations.
Well, I guess I should have expected this.
Why are there so many people?
It's because of the new update to the simulators.
Update.
The arcade has new prototype weapons by Eludian Enterprises installed into the sim.
Huh, I wonder what kind of weapon.
Not sure, but I can't wait to find out.
You're pretty excited about this. He scratches his head and wears a sheepish grin.
Yeah, it's because I really do like gears.
What got you into them in the first place? Shu looks like he struggles to find the words.
Nah, it's stupid.
He's struggling to find the words. I'm sure it's not, you can tell me. It's strange seeing him look so serious. After a few more seconds of hesitation, Shu finally speaks.
I got beat up a lot as a kid.
Now I feel like a jerk. I didn't know. Takes a deep breath.
I was always the one being picked on in class or after school. That's why I hung out alone a lot. Then one year, my mom bought me this sweet gear action figure for my birthday. Man, I loved that thing. It was so awesome. But the kids from my class, they pulled it from my hands and laughed as the leader smashed it against the concrete.
Oh man.
I sat there, my eyes red from crying, and I thought, if only I had a real gear.
Uh-huh. And this is the part where you tell me your father was the mastermind behind it all, and he did it to make you stronger.
How did you know?
He looks at me with amazement.
Nothing gets past you, huh?
So what's the real story? Shu struggles. Shrugs.
There isn't one. There's just a feeling, you know? Being inside the cockpit, your hands on the control panels, and the only thing you see out of your visuals is down the barrel of your
Opponent's rifle, sorry, skip over that. You mean you like the thrill? Did it take you for an adrenaline junkie?
That's not exactly it. In a match, everyone is an equal. You could be the son of the president, or missing a leg, or whatever, and none of that matters. All that matters is if you have what it takes to win.
Well, matches aren't really equal. If you're the son of the president, you can have the best equipped gear in the nation, which obviously gives you the advantage over the gear with average equipment.
True, which is why matches held between standard gears are my favorite. Then it really is based on skill alone.
Shu's unusually serious and speaks in earnest. Although he's still smiling, it's not his usual goofy grin. He might comes off as a person who doesn't take anything seriously, but after what he just shared, I get the feeling this vacate hides a mind that is observant and alert.
I
Interesting.
don't share that with a lot of people. I don't think they'd understand.
I don't really know what to say. Luckily, Shu's signature grin returns.
Anyway, good talk.
Yeah, no need to repeat it. See you next session. That'll be 500 credits for this session.
What?
Your next therapy session is scheduled 2 weeks from now.
That's pretty pricey. How come I don't get the friends and family discount?
I just look at Shu, who stares at me blankly. Suddenly, his eyes grow wide and understanding.
You mean we aren't friends?
The line dwindles as we've been talking. Before we knew it, it's our turn.
Looks like we're next.
Shu and I take our places inside of the simulator pods, and we continue to battle each other until Shu has to leave. I'm in a happier mood than when I arrived. Wait, I'm in a happier mood when I arrive home. Hey guys, I'm home.
You can't just decide that without telling me.
Kaito's voice snapped. I can see him pacing back and forth in the kitchen.
So cut it short. This is the opening day of my new restaurant. They'll expect me to be there, and they'll expect you there too.
As I get close to the kitchen, I hear a woman's voice on the other end of the line.
I really don't care. Part of our arrangement was that we'd consult each other before making a decision, and you didn't. So how you're supposed to be in 2 places at once really isn't my problem.
A flurry of muffled words on the line has Kaito frowning deeper and deeper.
Don't forget, we are still married.
Married?
We promised to do whatever it took to make sure nothing interfered with our careers. Well, if you don't show up, then that will certainly interfere with my career.
Married? Is he talking about Aunt Yuki? There's a pause. There's a pause. I think I hear her say, I'll see what I can do, and hang up. Uncle Kaito slams the phone onto the table, then falls into a chair, holding his head in his hands. Hey, Uncle Kaito. He glances up and gives me a weak smile.
You're back. How was school today?
Good. I sit beside him. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I heard you talking to Aunt Yuki just now. He looks a little uneasy, but waits for me to finish. What do you mean by still married? Isn't Aunt Yuki just away on business?
Sort of.
Shu sighs weirdly and rubs his temples.
I suppose you're old enough to know the truth. Your aunt and I are separated. We have been for the last 6 months.
The last 6 months? Wait, but you weren't divorced?
No.
How come we didn't know? We're your family.
We had to keep it quiet. Divorce is viewed differently here in Japan. It's not as common as in the States, and Yuki and I don't want our personal issues to interfere with our careers.
I remember the story Mom told me about how difficult it was when she and Dad first got married. She couldn't have stayed in Japan even if she wanted to. If you two are just separated, doesn't that mean Aunt Yuki is here in Izuka?
Yes.
I get it. I know Japan has stricter rules in how family and what is proper, so I don't blame you for keeping this a secret from us. Kaito grins and
I
leave.
don't know how much that means to me, kid.
Are you going to tell Nikki? Thanks before responding.
Yes, I will.
Do Do you think she'll be angry you lied? Nikki has always been more sensitive than I. He shrugged.
Maybe. But I think she's mature enough to understand why we did it.
Yeah, it must be exhausting hiding it from everyone.
It has been.
What did Uncle Yuki says when you told her we were living with you?
Well, about that.
You didn't tell her. Kaito trails off and refuses to meet my eyes. She doesn't know we're here.
No.
Were you planning on telling her?
Of course. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I nod. Uncle Kaito doesn't share anymore. But I can't stop myself from asking. As we're talking about it now, what happened between you two? He sighs.
Yuki was ready to have kids, and I wasn't. We discussed the possibility of having children when we first got married, and I kept pushing it back. I wanted to focus on my career, and for a while, so did she. But you know how women are. At some point, their biological clock starts ticking. She didn't want to wait anymore.
And she got a new man. But you still weren't ready?
No. After that huge argument, we started to drive each other crazy. I became acutely aware of all those small things Yuki did that I hated. We fought all the time, and at some point, we agreed that this wasn't working anymore. And that's how it's been for the last 6 months until we can figure out a more permanent solution.
It's kind of funny that even you weren't ready to have kids, you end up with them anyway. He grins.
You guys don't count. You practically take care of yourselves. I'm just here to provide the roof.
G thinks maybe it'll be good, but maybe it's a good thing you didn't have kids. He laughs. So what was this phone call tonight about? Kaito turns solemn again.
Part of our agreement for our separation was that we will both do whatever it takes to keep up the pretense of marriage when it involves our careers.
Oh, why not?
She's going on some sort of retreat with her girlfriend. Normally we consult with each other before booking any trips to prevent something like this from happening. But this, I really need her there.
She'll be there. Don't worry. Aunt Yuki won't let you down.
I'm not so sure.
Sounds like you two had an amicable separation.
Yeah, that's true.
Then there's nothing to worry about. She'll be
How
there.
can you be so sure?
Because she still cares for you and wouldn't want to hurt you. Kaito grins.
Who knew you were such a romantic?
What? No, I wrestle bears and stuff. He laughs.
I'm just teasing. Seriously. Thanks.
Uncle Kaito glances at the clock and stands.
I didn't realize how late it's gotten. I have an early start tomorrow.
Don't you always have an early start? You get it before I do.
True, but I have an even earlier start than usual.
Ick. Eek. You say goodnight and Kaito heads upstairs. I go to the living room and turn on the television. After watching my shows and the news, I turn in for the night. Wait, I wake up and yawn. Another day, another class. As if on autopilot, I get dressed, go through my morning routines, then hop on my bike and drive to school. What about Nikki? Can't say good morning to her? When I arrive, I head straight for class and wait for the professor. He arrives promptly and class begins.
Good morning. Today we'll be discussing the differences between military grenade weaponry and those used in recreational matches.
Yawn, I already know this. This material's simple. Time for a discreet power nap. What's this weird feeling? It's like somebody's watching me. The teacher, right? I opened my ass. Well, I said my I said I opened my ass. No, I opened my eyes and see the entire class watching me.
During that specific qualifier match, the Gear's energy core is what surged with additional power, not his weapons.
I feel like I might have missed something important.
Although, I must admit, I've never seen a core do that before. Hopefully this young man can enlighten us on how he did it.
Oh. No one can find out my secret. Nice try. My team isn't giving up that information. The class looks disappointed, but the professor grins.
Smart move. Don't give away your advantage. Let's get back to the lesson.
Shit. Can I go back to sleep? Once class ends, I hurried out of the room. My phone's already in my... Wait, my phone is already in my hand by the time I get outside. Let's see if anyone's free. You know what, I'll just leave Mayu alone. She gets her own freaking special going on, because I'm not even talking to her anyways. Actually, let's save on that. Let's go talk to Shu. Maybe Shu's down to hang out for a bit. I call him, but the phone rings for a while before it connects. Hey Shu. Frat bro, hello. You have reached you have reached 1-800-GET-SWOLE. How may I help you today? Say what now? Yeah, how much for an order of swole? I like to make 5 orders of swole, please. Thank you for your patronage. That will be 1 400-pound deadlift and 10 reps of 50-pound curls and a gallon of strawberries flavored in whey. If you guys don't know what whey is like a special protein with amino acids and stuff in it. You guys have really raised the prices since my last order. Sorry, customer bro. The economy isn't what it used to be. I hear you, but as a loyal customer, I deserve a discount. I hear moving on the line.
Hey, sorry about that. One of the guys picked up my phone while I was in the bathroom.
He said my phone, but it says the phone. It's okay. Do you have class right now?
Nope.
Let's do something.
Sure. You still on campus?
Yeah, why?
You should come over and meet the brosips.
Sure, I'll be there in a few. Looks like we get to meet his little frat party thing. Whoa. Shu opens the door and I'm assaulted by the stench of a cheap's Sapporo. Sapporo. Oh no, Shaftboro.
Welcome to Mikasa.
Your casa smells like beer and sweat.
That, my friend, is the scent of men.
Is that what I smell like? I never knew. I guess having a sister means I never get this memo. Shu grins.
Just stick with me and we'll have you growing in no time.
Follow Shu through the house and suddenly a ball flies at my face.
Bro, watch out!
Do I catch it? Catch. My arm shoots out and I catch the ball midair.
Dude, that was
Dude, that was sick. A couple of the one on the left seems like the guy we fought over the bike. A couple of Shu's doormates run up to me. Good reflexes, man.
Wait, Sho, isn't this guy the pilot on your team?
Yep, that's right.
Bro.
Bro.
Really? It took him so long to say bro.
Bro! We watched the qualifiers. You were awesome.
He didn't talk. Wait, the way you two took out those gears with your bare fist was badass. I'm only gonna get better from here. I'm not going to settle for anything less than first in the ranks. That's the right attitude, man. Yeah.
When you're number one, give us a shout out, bro.
Count on it. I'm gonna forget about that because I don't care about them. We continue down the hall towards Shuzuru, leaving his brosips back to their game of indoor football. Where everywhere I turn, there's at least an empty beer bottle. The trash cans are spilling with trash, and there's takeout boxes left in random areas. This is quite the place you got here.
You like it? It feels really genuine, doesn't it?
Maybe a little too genuine.
I guess it can be kind of overwhelming. I really do like it here, though.
Shu opens the door to his room. I'm relieved by how clean it is. There are only a few clothes and books scattered about the room, but nothing on the floor.